Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stamping Flair. My name is Rochelle Smith. Thanks for joining me today. Great to see you. And I've got a fun card to share with you with some techniques that I hope you enjoy. Please say hi to me and introduce yourself if this is your first time. I'm glad you're here. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube, or join me on Facebook. I do this every Wednesday, and make sure you click like, and that way you get notified of all my lives. So today I am sharing with you a card. It's autumn theme because here we're going through autumn, but it's a bit of a twist, and I've gone with a little bit of a softer color palette in lieu of the more burnt umber, kind of those browns and colors going on. So I have gone with a softer color palette. So if you're just joining me, my name is Rochelle, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Melbourne, Australia. Thanks for joining me. Today I am sharing with you a card that I'm making using the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set. I will turn the camera around so you can see, get a better glimpse of this. This is a stamp set that I have had for a while, but this is the first time I'm using it. And considering that our retirement list is coming out tomorrow, and I don't know what is on it, I thought I better crack this open and get to using it, because there's many times I've had stamp sets that I have never used that have ended up on the retiring list, and it just is such a shame that I haven't used it. So I thought it would be good to, I'm just going through my stamps and trying to use it, and this fits perfectly with the season we are in at the moment, and plus it's a really cute squirrel. So give me one sec. I hope you have had a great week, and looking forward to what's in store with our new catalog that's coming as well. If you haven't got someone who's supplying your catalog for you, please let me know in the comment, or text me or email me, and I will get a catalog out to you. So this is the Nuts About Squirrels stamp set. It's a 2-step stamp set. So that's your outline image, and that's the fill-in image, and then you've got another outline image fill-in. It's the same with the leaf, and then it's got some detail there, and the acorn just fills in that, and then a little branch kind of thing. So I'm going to start off with the squirrel, and I'm using Cajun Craze for my squirrel. And we'll start with the outline. And I've got some basic white cardstock. You can see it's just a bit of cardstock I had. Just nothing fancy. I've just cut some scrap. And I've put a piercing mat under there to give me some cushioning. That's good with your photopolymer stamps, which are these clear stamps. And it gives you a nice crisp image. Now I'm getting the fill-in image, which is this. So it gives you that there. I didn't assemble. I had mounted these stamps prior, but I'm going to show you the best way to mount it with your 2-step stamps to ensure that they'll line up. I actually did something yesterday and it didn't turn out right, and it's because I didn't line it. I didn't mount the stamp correctly, and I meant to keep that as a sample of what happens. It might be in my bin here. Oh yes, yes it is. All right, so then I've off stamped, So it's still Cajun Craze. I stamped off the darker color and got a lighter color in there. I'm going to show you how to mount, the best way to mount it. So when you're doing two-step stamping, I mean, the tendency when you've got a stamp like this is to just be a bit gentle when you take it off here, because is to just go slap on the clear block. When you're doing this kind of two-step, just place it down and then pick it up with your clear block, because then you're not going to stretch it out and then it'll fit the two. Because you can see on these images, this image which I was stamping the other day, no matter what I did, it was not going to line up because I must have adjusted because I had touched it the wrong way. So it's better when you place it down and then pick it up with the block. It's just a little tip for you. So now for my squirrel, now that's all you need to do. If you don't want to do anything else, don't do it. And you can leave it and just do this next bit with the acorn. It's just two-step stamping. So with the acorn tool, I'm just using another color, soft suede. And you've got the bottom bit and the top part. Now, I don't know what the technical names for these are, but so for the bottom part, you can see there is like the little hand. So that's where it fits. So I'm going to stamp off basically twice. And trying to line that up only because I'm just a bit off there, but I'm going to fussy cut over that anyway. Now I'm bringing the top bit and I'm going to stamp off once. So the bottom I've stamped off twice. Why am I making an autumn card? Apart from the fact that I like it. My team leader, Beck, she sets a few challenges a month. And this month, one of the challenges was to create an autumn card. So I thought, okay, I'm killing two birds. It sounds really bad, but with one stone. So I'll create that autumn card and I'll create this. And then I've got a fun challenge, a fun technique, because this I've got more to do. So we're just doing the coloring. So now I've brought in some stamping blends. So I've got pale papaya. So pale papaya will be on the retiring or the last chance list, definitely, because it's colors that are going out. It's in colors. So we know for sure that in colors 2021 to 2023 will be there. And then I've got dark and light pumpkin pie. So 2 sets of stamping blends. Okay, so I'm going to take my light pale papaya. I don't need my mat. And I'm going to color this in. So this is where I said you don't have to do this. I did it because I just wanted a bit more shading, and this is just me being me. And you do what you want to do. If it was quick, want it to be quick, just keep it at that. That's the beauty in crafting. You can just see what you like to do and what suits your style. So I'm going around with this light pale papaya. And you can dress it up or dress it down. Dress it down sounds like you're telling it off. No, give it a dressing down. No, spruce it up as much as you like or not. And then we'll go with our dark pale papaya. Now I'm going to blend it into that ink because I want that color to kind of blend in. And instead of blending, what do you call that's water based, and this is alcohol, but I don't always follow the rules. I'm gonna color years too. Isn't it cute squirrel? It's just one of those. It looks like one of the storybook style squirrels. Now I'm bringing in a light pumpkin pie. So again, I'm starting at the base because that's where the shadow would be. And just trying to bring in a bit of more variation. I'll take it around that. So you basically don't have to do as much coloring because already the ink's done the hard work for you, and we're just adding more detail. Now with dark pumpkin pie, all right, so now I'm going back to my light pale papaya, and this will all nicely blend in. And you will see that it gets really, it adds some depth, extra depth. And I'm going to go in over this part of the nut and just add a bit of light pumpkin pie. And just that. And now I've got some, I did bring in this. I used it on my sample. Just add some depth and some shadow. So you can see what I've done. I've added a little bit more detail on that squirrel there. Now we're going to fussy cut it. You can stamp the squirrel on a circle and then you don't have to fussy cut it. This is what I have wanted to do. Again, extra detail, something you don't have to do. And they're going around circles like that circular. Just move your paper or cardstock and it cuts better. Gives you a smoother finish. So tomorrow I get to see the new annual catalog. So it's a bit exciting. It's like I'm counting the hours. So at 5:30 in the morning, our CEO, Sarah Douglas, she's going to give us a little bit of a briefing on the introducing the new colors. So as I've been letting you know, there's going to be a color refresh. So that means some of our core colors are going to go, and we're going to get some new colors. And so that's going to happen at 5:30 in the morning. Now I'm tossing up whether to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Considering I get up at 6:30 normally, so Cassidy, that's my daughter, she's gone, it's not that early than what you normally get up. So she's justifying me getting up. And then at 5, I think it's at 5. It's not 5:30, it's 5. Then at 6, we get to see the PDF of the catalog. So it's a little bit exciting. On the 4th of April, we get to order from it. So we have, when we get a selection of products to order, it's quite a good selection. We don't get free reign of the whole catalog, but this is what we all look forward to as demonstrators. We love pre-order and love being able to every catalog. It's always we super excited. Never gets old. So if you want a catalog and you haven't got anyone else actually getting one for you, comment below and I'll get you one. Then so they'll be shipping out in April. Or if you're in my area, I can drop it off to you. Okay, so I'll cut that out. I did this in sections because I just want to get a clean cut on that. So if you join, any demonstrator who, or if anyone joins, like 4th of April or whatever, you can choose from the new product. So that's the perk. Or if you join now, you get to order you get to see the new catalog. That's the first thing, and then you get to order from it. So that's a lot of fun when we see the new catalog. So this is our big one for the year. The tail's getting in my way. It's got a big fluffy tail. All right, so that's our little guy there, and I think I'm going to go in here because I'm a bit nitpicky about stuff like that. Not always, but just that's some things I like to get it nice and clear. So I like my little squirrel done. Please share this video if you have someone who who might like to see it, like crafty, or even some just like watching something that's not too heavy. Okay, now what I have is a piece of, I'm going to leave him aside. I've got a piece of shimmery white cardstock. So this has got a slight bit of shimmer. It's basically good for watercoloring. And I'm going to bring in my blending brushes. So one for a purple and one for a green. So I'm going with mint macaron and fresh freesia. So this is my little twist because normally I say you go with more with the richer tones for autumn, but I've gone with some pastels. So fresh freesia is one of our outgoing in colors. So once that retiring with list goes up tomorrow, the sale there might be some products. There generally are some products that are discounted, not everything. That discount commences, that sale will commence on the 4th of April. However, if there's anything that you really want, don't wait till the 4th of April because once anything sells out, it's gone. So, and that includes like ink pads, ink refills, and they're normally pretty much the first to go. Because if you have an ink pad and a refill, you can do a lot. Because even if you don't have the card stock, you can get the card stock, but if you don't, you can always mix and match with the inks. So I'm just using fresh freesia and my blending brush to just add some color here and there on this piece of shimmery white cardstock. I'm going to be sending this tutorial out to you tomorrow with the retirement list. So please keep an eye on your email. So you are going to want to check that list. There'll be 2 lists. One's for the mini catalog, so the January to April mini catalog, and one will be for the annual catalog. It's going to be huge because it's lots of colors going out and things like that. So it there's going to be a lot of stuff on there. But on Friday, I will be walking you through. I'll put an event up. I'll be walking you through what's retiring, highlighting what's going. And so if you want to join me while I walk you through the catalog, showing you, comparing the list, and just so you know, sometimes a visual is better than a complete list, just as we go through the catalog, highlighting what's going. Sometimes it helps me make a better better choices once I know, okay, that's going like that. So I have just added some blending there. And I'm going to bring my spritzer. So this, you get 2 in a set, and I've just filled it with, so it just opens up like that. And I just filled it with water. You can fill it with alcohol to give it, for different techniques, you can fill it with ink refills and spritz. So different things you can do. I'm just fill this with water, and I'm just going to spritz this, but I might just, I'm just going to put a scrap here from a bit of a, can you see? You might not be able to see what's happening there. It's going to move that color a bit and create like a speckled effect and blend it. And I'm just going to set that aside to dry. We can always speed up that process with a heat gun, but I'm just going to leave it a little bit for now. Next, I've got a piece of mint macaron, which I'm going to emboss with, not heat emboss, dry emboss with this. It's called the 4-leaf 3D embossing folder. I'm going to position it in such a way that I'm getting a lot of that embossing detail there. So this is one of our 3D embossing folders. You do need your larger machine for this, your larger Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So you'll put your plate 1 and your plate 4 on top. So plate 1 at the bottom, embossing folder. This is for the 3D embossing folders. So that's that embossing done. It's very pretty. The next thing I'm going to do, I've got a piece of this is textured shimmer. There's white in the pack. There's a balmy blue, and I'm just having a look at, I think it's, what's the other color? There's balmy blue. Oh, and it's a shaded spruce. Yeah, I'll show it to you. So there's shaded spruce, and balmy blue in that pack. So I've got a bit of white textured vellum, and I've also got a bit of this fine vellum in the, it's like it's Fresh Freesia Highland Heather, one of those. To be honest, I can't remember, but it goes with our colors. This is the aspen dies. Remember the perched in a tree bundle? So that's still it's sold separately now, but I've got that, and which I'm going to die cut. And this is from the harvest dies. So I picked up some like a branch, which I'm going to die cut from that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just showing you that because that's what we're going to do with our die cutting machine right now, while I've got it ready. So for die cutting, you put your plate 1, then your plate 2. Like mine's well used, but it works. It'll say exactly what your sandwich has to be. So I'm going to then put plate 3 there. You just want one of those leaves, and then I want 2 of these twig branch like things, I say. And I like doing lots of texture, and when you use textured paper, it adds more to it as well. I'm going to run that through, and this one's pretty easy. It's not a hard, not difficult dies. So that leaf die cuts like that with all that nice detail on it. And this one, and I just want another one of them, so I'll cut that out. I cut that as well. So the fine shimmer comes in a gold, which is the one I cut, the purple paper. It comes in gold, and that purple, and I'm trying to think, I always miss one color. Oh, and that soft succulent kind of color. So it's those colors there. That's the fine shimmer. For ease of use, I store all my I started storing all my specialty paper in one big 12 by 12 pack. It just makes me just go straight to it and use what I need. And I use it more, I find, like that. Sometimes when I used to pack it separately, I forget I have it, and then I don't use it. So I get more use out of it like that. So that's what works for me. Right, so next thing I've got, our next step is a piece of basic white. And I have got this stamp, which is a splodgy stamp, sort of a background type thing, from the Perched in a Tree stamp set. I really love this stamp set. I used it a lot Christmas, but for not only Christmas projects, because it's got other sentiments, but that's like a backgroundy image. It's a rubber cling stamp. So I am going to use fresh freesia. I'm going to create a bit of a background here. And I will ink up in fresh freesia, stamp off. I'm just going to see the depth of color. I'm just going to go around the edge. And twisting it. I forgot to stamp that off. It's a bit darker, but that's okay. That's my next step. All right. So now I'll bring back my, you can see as it's dried out, it's nicely blended, that mint macaron and fresh freesia on a shimmery white cardstock. But I can still feel a bit of dampness. So I'm just going to get my heat gun and we'll just do it on setting 1 just to ensure that it's like nicely dry. And I'll do it on the reverse. Just keep turning it so it doesn't like warp. So that's nicely dried up. So for my card, can start assembling it. And this is a matte layer and I'm going to have it like that. And we've got our squirrel and it's going to be there. It's a bit of a different color combo. I'm hoping you're liking it. Let me know what you think. A bit autumn but not autumn. And then this leaf, you can kind of bend it a bit because it lends itself to that. It's got a bit of a bend in it. Now you're going to do that. Then we've got these little twigs from the harvesters and I'm going to cut them down because I think they're a little bit too long. So it's still, I've got some tone and tone, like in the sense of there's white, a lot of white, and I didn't want to introduce too much color. I had the squirrel still stands out. There. Okay, now we need a sentiment. And we have got, hope you're feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. That's a nice kind of get well, I think, greeting. A bit cheer up kind of card. Hey there, nuts about you. That would go even well for Valentine's or anniversary, or even for a child, you know, just to say, for something for a lunchbox greeting, just to say I love you. Hi Zana, good morning. It's nighttime here in Melbourne, so I'd love to know where you're watching from, Zana. And I'm using the happy birthday. I find like I'm always needing birthday cards, but I think that you can utilize this for so many events or occasions, I should say. So I've already mounted that. And for my, let me get a strip of cardstock. I just need a small strip, but I'll probably end up using a big one. Now I'll just try and use this bit. We don't need it all. Oh, you're watching from the UK. It's 10 a.m. Thank you for watching. That's lovely. Is your weather better than here at the moment? It's a bit of a miserable day here. I don't think Melbourne knows what it's doing today. So we're stamping in fresh freesia. All right. And I am just going to chop that off for now. Now what I've got here is I like to add, sometimes you can use dies like for in different ways to add interest to your sentiment panels. I stamp on my sentiment panels, but I've used, this is the basic borders dies, right? So you get 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, I can't count, 6 different borders. So this is like a cloud one, and that's good for an edge. So some nice borders dies there, and I am going to just cut that border. Yeah, the weather's a bit dodgy over there as well. Yeah, we had lovely weather here last week, and then it's turned a bit chilly. That's what, but you don't know whether to wear a jumper or not. And I think next week we go back. I just don't know. I only know it's school holidays next week, and I'm looking forward to that. But I think it's back. We go back. Our clocks change. All right, so I'm going to cut that, die cut that. So we bring in our die cutting machine, not the die. So please make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. You will get the tutorial for this tomorrow. I will send it through with the retiring list. I am working in the day, but I will get that out to you as soon as I get back, or as soon as I can. I give you a free new tutorial every week, and then I play catch up sometimes, but it's rare. I normally give a new tutorial. So we've got a little sentiment, and I'm going to just trim it on either end. Just give it a little bit of space, but trim it on either end. So it's just another way to add a little bit of extra interest on your card. So what I've done with that same die, I die cut a bit of this designer series paper, which was the Tea Boutique paper. And I'm going to layer it. So when you die cut, use that die, you will automatically get 2 halves. So it gives you 2 sections. It's just how it die cuts. So you end up with 2 sections. So I felt this was kind of in the middle of nowhere. So what I did, I'm layering it onto another piece. And just match it up. I've got a little border at the bottom. I'm going to trim it flush on either side. And then I want that top border a bit, so I'm just going to trim it a touch. You can use a trimmer. Mine will not be 100% straight, I can tell you that, because I can't cut straight for nothing. But anyway. that's why I have to trimmer, but with things like this, I'm not too bad. No, I'm passable. Okay, so this is a fresh freezer card base, and I'm going to add my basic white the stamp panel onto this, and I don't that's going to get covered up, so I didn't worry too much about that. Got to be careful with this. This is a new glue, so do not squeeze hard, otherwise it's going to go everywhere. The sketch I am following it from the Paper Players. There's a sketch there, or there's a challenge called Paper Players. Okay, so you have Easter holidays coming up. Starts Friday. School holidays, yeah. So do the children get a couple of weeks off, or is it just like just a short break? And then we will put that one over that. So sketches are nice. There's so many ways to do this. I haven't used much DSP on this. So you could have swapped that around with DSP and mixed and matched. Okay, now we'll get our squirrel on dimensionals. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to put this guy on, our little leaf. Well, not so little, but, and position that there. Okay. I'm just adding these with glue, so just add dabs. You could cut it with double-sided like adhesive sheets. I honestly don't use a lot of it because I find I'm quite happy with the glue. It would come in handy if you had a really intricate die, like a big die cut. I just find this works for me, and probably because I just want it quick and just work with this. So then just tap it down. So it's not much, it's white, but that added texture and just add the layers. If you watch me a while, you know I like my layers. I'm not nuts about squirrels, I'm nuts about layers. That's me. So I've put dimensionals on this and just tucking that under, so like the squirrel's just sitting on that. And go that way a bit. And I've still got some ribbon and embellishments to do, but before we go on to that, let's do the inside and the envelope just quickly. And I think I'm just going to do a little bit of this sort of splodginess around, my technical splodginess. I think that's all you need. You could, if you had an acorn kind of stamp, you could even put that in the corner, but I think this just adds enough detailing. And I even have that. I could even add that in a corner. Let's do that. Why not? We can't hold on to our paper forever. And then I could add another bit on the inside. I'm pretty certain this will retire, or most of the time our designer series paper retires. So we might as well use it. Okay, that's done. Now I've got a bit of this fresh freezer ribbon. I'm just going to tie a teeny tiny bow. But to do a teeny tiny bow, you need a bit more. My advice is always get a bit more. It's tricky to tie with little. So have more on your ribbon, and then you can make it smaller. And then just keep tightening and just put that in there. And for our embellishments, I've got this opaque adhesive back gems, and we'll just use those ones. You could even probably go the white. You could color the white in mint macaron blends. That would work. You've got a few options there. Just do what you like. If you want a more contrasted look, you could go with the Cajun Craze or something. Color it with Cajun Craze. But I've just gone for a bit of a more blended look. So that's our little squirrel card. I hope you have liked it. Let me know what you think. And feel free to case it and put your own spin on it. That's what this is here for, so you can be inspired and create. You love the color and textures. Thanks, Caroline. Great to see you. It's been a while. I was thinking of you today. Lovely to catch up with you today. Thanks, Betty. I'm glad you like it. It's been lovely having you all here and chatting with you. And I've had fun creating this card. I just like trying different things, and it's nice to try it with all of you. So if I can help you, and if you live in Australia, if you want a catalog, please let me know. If you purchased with me over the last 6 months, you're going to get one anyway. But if you want one, please let me know. If you want to purchase anything, let me know. Or if you just have any questions, no matter where you are, you can message me. I'll happy to chat with you, happy to help you, and give you some tips. All right. Thank you so much. I will be back here live at 11 o'clock on Friday in the morning to walk you through the catalog and just run you through what's retiring, just to hopefully ease the process and help you make some choices with what you may want to add from the retiring items. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely rest of the week. Bye-bye.